Hey everyone, it's Shayla Boyd-Gill, your family freedom and influence mentor. All right, quick conversation for you today. So the question is your belief bigger than your vision? I'm asking this question because, of course, we know what the conversation is that's going on this week. Beyonce dropped her homecoming video, and a lot of comments that I'm seeing on my timeline is, oh my God, I could never do what Beyonce does, or I could never be Beyonce. Here's the truth. You can't. You could never be her because she is herself. It's only one Beyonce. But you can absolutely be yourself. But the thing that it's going to take in order for you to be able to achieve the things that you have in your vision, your dream, and things of that nature, your belief has to be bigger than the vision. So I pose that question to you. Is your belief bigger than your vision? So you say, I want to be able to be the Beyonce of this thing, or I want to be able to be, known as this kind of coach, this kind of mentor. I want to have this product, and I want to be able to launch and have something huge. Do you believe that you can actually achieve it? You can easily say you want it, but do you believe that you can achieve it? This is very appropriately timed because one of my clients this week I talked to during our mastermind session, and some of the things that were asked were, should I wait before I apply for this award, or should I wait before I apply to speak at this event? And my thought was absolutely not, because their thought was, I want to wait until I have the perfect video. I want to wait till I have these qualifications, this label, these things to put on my website. But if your belief is bigger than the vision, you put yourself out there and you perfect yourself as you go. You don't wait until it's perfect to put yourself out there. You perfect as you go. You have to be willing to get out there and keep doing it until you master whatever it is that you desire. And so I had to push my client this week and say, no, you're going to go ahead and submit this thing now. You're going to apply, put yourself out there. And then as you gain more momentum, you can always update the thing that you have. Hey there, Ashley, how are you? And so how many of you are putting yourselves on hold, waiting for the perfect time to drop this new product, to drop this new service that you have, but you're waiting for it to be perfect, and your belief is preventing you from just getting out there and doing it? If you watch the homecoming with Beyonce, of course, she wasn't showing up perfect. She says she had to work for it, okay, guys? She's like, I'm feeling doubt too. She's had the baby. She put the weight on. She showed you her working out. She showed you the vision, but she was willing to put the work in, even in an imperfect way, being around dancers that expect her to be at a certain level of dance, conditioning her body when it wasn't conditioned, and being willing to be vulnerable enough, but believing I have enough time to get this right by the time that I get onto this stage. She believed that she could get on this stage and do a stellar performance, albeit she had just had twins, right? So is your belief strong enough to get you to the point of actually getting the vision, going towards your vision? Or will your belief stop you from it? It's the same conversation we've had over and over again. Is what's coming out of your mouth different than what's in your head? If you say, I'm going to have $1 million business, but the inside of you is saying, I've never achieved it. No one in my family's ever done it. It's hard for people to do it. I don't know anyone that's done it. It's probably not going to happen. Then you're absolutely right. It's not going to happen. But if your belief is, I'm willing to do whatever it takes by any means necessary to make sure that I actually achieve my dream, and you're willing to put the work in, then that's how magic happens. I can think of some people in our industry. I'm always celebrating my peers in my industry. So one that I can think of is Shayla Wood. I remember when she wanted to fill a stadium with a whole lot of people, and we were like, wow, that's amazing. And she did what she had to do to get those people in those seats. to achieve a goal where most people would have said, I have to wait until I have a certain status in order to fill this stadium, or I have to wait until I'm known this way in order for this dream to happen. She believed bigger than her fears. I think of people who have switched their brands, like one of my coaches switched her brand, dropped everything, and believed my new vision is so big that this is going to be amazing. It's going to be successful, and I'm willing to drop everything I have and start over because I believe that I'm the best at what I do. Do you believe that for yourself? Do you believe that for your business? Do you believe that for your dreams? Or are you stopping every time that you start because your belief isn't strong enough? You may say you have faith. You may say that, you pray to something or someone, but do you really believe that you can achieve what you're asking for? People that are working with me, I'm pushing them beyond their belief, and we're growing that belief muscle because we're the only ones that hold ourselves back. We can all achieve anything that we want. You are the only unique version of you, and you were already created to achieve the things that you say that you want, but you are also the only person and the only thing that's stopping you. It's so easy to look outward and say, if it weren't for that thing, or if it wasn't already this many people doing this, or if I didn't have this kid and taking up all of my time with these projects, or if my parents weren't sick, or if I didn't have this disease, those are all excuses. We all are full of excuses, and your excuses are eating up all the belief that you possibly had. You actually are believing something, though. Here's the truth. You're believing something. You're believing you can't do it. So the question again is your belief bigger than your vision? Your belief has to be bigger than the vision. That's the only way you'll achieve the things that you say that you want. This is why so many entrepreneurs only get to average. They stay at average. 50,000 or below, especially for women entrepreneurs, and never achieve anything beyond that. You're afraid to fail. You're afraid of losing money. You're afraid of looking like a fool. You're afraid of people judging you. Hey, Jamie. But one of the things, when your belief is bigger than the vision, you're willing to have all of those issues. You're willing to look crazy. You might look at some entrepreneurs and say, they are so crazy. I would never do anything like that. Exactly. That's the problem right there. You would never be willing to get uncomfortable enough to go after what it is that you say that you want. So I want you to put that into perspective today. The next time you say that you have a vision, you have a dream, how much work are you willing to put in to actually achieve that? I was listening to Lamar Tyler yesterday, and he was speaking about how he and his wife, when they did webinars every single week for 15 months until they perfected it. Would you be willing to do that? I remember I had a coach that once told me, it was probably 3 years ago, she had me doing webinars every week. And people were like, you're doing another webinar? Yep. Some webinars I had 10 people. Some webinars it was 2 people. Are you willing to do what some may consider to be extreme to get the desired result? Or are you going to do the one-time thing and then say it didn't work and quit? It's powerful, yes. You would never, Ashley. This is the thing we have to think about. Are you willing to put yourself out there, feel uncomfortable? Like, say if it's an event, are you willing to go to that event and keep hosting this workshop or the event you have until you get the result that you desire? Is your belief bigger than the vision? For any of you all that know, I did the tour last year. Some rooms were like, yeah, some rooms, it was 2 people in the room. But would you be willing to keep showing up in that room until you get the result that you desire? This is the thing that you need to bring to the table as an entrepreneur. People will sell you the magic. They'll sell you the big results, but they may not sell you the journey. Be willing to create your own journey, no matter what that journey looks like. until you get the desired result. But be supported in that journey. When I say be supported, of course I'm going to say, if it's buying a program, if it's getting a coach, if it's getting a mentor, be supported. Don't keep doing the same thing by yourself alone and not tweak it and not get the results you desire. But be supported with the belief that you already have. So the belief plus support will get you to your vision or your dream. That's what works. You can pay for support and expect to get to your vision or dream, but if you don't believe that it'll work, it's not going to work. That's a simple truth. It takes a combination of things: belief plus support plus you implementing. Let me put that in there. You got to do the work. If you hear Jan Levan's at, you got to do the work. Jamie, you know what I'm talking about, right? You got to put the work in. But those things combined is where you get results. Results don't just come from, oh, I hired a coach, now a miracle is going to happen. Results don't just come from, oh, I bought a program, now a miracle is going to happen. No, it's what you're putting in. What are you adding to the party? What are you believing as you're doing the work? If you're steady doing the work, and this is where no one wants to deal with mindset. If you're doing the work because someone gave you a template, a training, or whatever it is, but in the back of your mind, you're still believing this isn't going to work. Everyone's doing it. It hasn't worked for this person. That person told me they had a crazy outcome. I saw this person fail. My family doesn't believe me. It's going to cost too much. No one's going to want to pay me. This isn't going to be good. I'm going to be in a room by myself. No one's going to come to my event. No one's going to be in my program. This launch is going to fail. I can guarantee you it will fail. I guarantee you it will fail. But if you stay here, I believe bigger than anything else, and you keep out all of the things, people, or thoughts that think otherwise, you can get it. You may look like the insane person. It's the truth. You may look a little bit insane. But is your dream worth it? Is your dream worth it? So Jamie says, is your belief bigger than the vision? I want to, but it's a struggle. No shows, no sales, empty rooms discourages me, even though I know it should motivate me. It is, of course, it's natural and it's okay to feel discouraged, but you need to use that discouragement as motivation to do more. And you tweak things. So one thing is you show up, you say, oh, this didn't do well. Okay, so do we stop? Do we quit? Or do we look at it and say, what can I tweak? What can I do differently? As I told you with some of my earlier webinars, I would do it. And then the next week, I'm like, what do I need to change? Let me do this thing instead. Okay, let me change this slide. Let me change this thing here. Let me change the way I made the offer. Maybe I need to say it differently. Do I sell directly or do I make an offer for a discovery session? Do I tell this story? Do I change that story? But are you willing to keep tweaking it? That's how it happens. I think the biggest mistake we have as entrepreneurs is you all believe that you just put something out there and fairy dust sprinkles and everything's a success. It's very rare that it happens that way. It takes work. It takes effort. And I need you to believe differently. So I hope this helps you. If you want to talk to me about your business, you have an existing business, you're looking to rework it, you need to believe a little bigger in your business, but you have something that's already going, but maybe you're working too hard. Maybe your sales are not where you desire them to be. Maybe you need to work on your pricing structure because you don't believe people will pay you what you really desire. We should have a conversation. You can go to coachwithshayla.com. Someone type that in there for me. Apply to have a conversation with me, and we can look at what options we have available. But I have to go because, Carlene, I see you on here. I'm supposed to be meeting you for lunch. Look, I'm here. I am here. I'm here, Carlene. I'm right outside. But I'm going in to meet one of my clients. She is in town from North Carolina, and she invited me to come out and meet her for lunch. So I'm here. I'm on the way in for lunch. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.